So I'm Karen Ballen. I've been a lecturer in the department since 2009. My PhD is from this department. I worked with Peter Graham in the 1990s, focusing on the interaction between rhizobia and beans. Specifically, I looked at ways to improve nodulation of beans in acid soils. Once I completed my PhD, I went to AgGrad College in Minneapolis, where I taught in their biology department for a few years, microbiology, biochemistry, and some general biology classes, until I retired, as I often say, to be home with my children primarily. But during that time, I took some correspondence classes on writing for children, and I have a few books and magazine articles on science written for children and youth. I've largely abandoned that in the last few years as my teaching load has increased, but as Ken Sue was mentioned to me, I would sometime like to write a book about soil science for kids. So I teach a number of classes. I co-teach 3, and Soil 2601 is a course I teach on my own. 4021 and 3612 are both writing intensive classes. Some people like to say that writing intensive means grading intensive, which is true in many ways, but teaching is really more of a vocation than a job for me, and I find it very rewarding to see the improvement in writing abilities and critical thinking abilities that happen over the semester. Soil 2601 is a course I developed a few years ago. It was an idea that Carl had for developing an online course that might be attractive to farmers. And I have had a few farmers take the class, but largely the class draws a lot of students from a variety of different majors who are trying to satisfy the environment theme they need for graduation. It's been a lot of fun for me because I'm able to turn on a lot of those students to the ideas of soil biology and just give them greater respect for the soil in general. It's also been good for me professionally because there aren't a huge number of online courses here in CFANS yet, and so I've been serving on a college level committee to try to encourage online courses and just to have much more of a place here. It's allowed me to build my position into a little bit more of a faculty career. Because I'm only part-time, I have a lot of time to do other things, and a lot of those are based on what my kids are up to, but I also have been heavily involved in CMSI for many years, and I'm also involved in Project AgGrad, which is a program of the Minnesota United Methodist Church. We bring students from developing countries to the University of Minnesota, where they pursue a graduate degree in some aspect of food production, and then they go back to their countries and teach other people what they've learned. And this is Sama O, who will graduate in just, I think, next month with a PhD in applied plant sciences, and she'll return to Nagaland, that's a state in northeastern India. And this is Emmanuel Adeyemo, who's from Nigeria. He just came in August and is working in agronomy with Rex Bernardo. He'll get his PhD with Rex and then he'll get a master's degree with Rex, and then he will work with Jim Anderson for a PhD. I think he'll be our 8th student. So the project began in 1986. We've had very good success. One of our former students from South Africa was just promoted to a position where he'll be managing about 140 people. So our cumulative impact in the number of papers that are published and students that are taught and so forth is really tremendous. Thank you.